Hey everyone, Couch Investor back to another video for today. So, AMD just reported Q4 earnings and, as you might have guessed, a beat across the board, earnings per share beat, revenue beat. We also got some news with regards to the acquisition of Xilinx, I don't really know how you pronounce that word, but basically it got approved by the Chinese government. So this acquisition will go through, as mentioned in my past video, in the first quarter of 2022, was supposed to happen at the end of last year. Obviously had to wait until approved. So we're going to wait until the end of the quarter to see exactly what happens. But overall, as you will see, this quarter has been another record quarter for AMD. They gave guidance as well. Very, very good guidance at the time of making this video. The stock is actually up 9% or so. Obviously, that may change when you're watching this video, whether it's right now or tomorrow before the market opens or during the day. But overall, pretty good print. Also, not AMD related, but a couple of days ago, I covered Google and Google reported earnings as well, beat across the board, and they announced a 20-to-1 stock split. So if you waited until the price of Google's shares were lower, now will be your chance. Now let's get back to the topic of this video, which is AMD. So let's have a quick look. So first, a couple of remarks from Lisa Su, CEO and AMD's president. So 2021 was an outstanding year for AMD with record annual revenue and profitability. Each of our business performed extremely well, with data center revenue doubling year over year, driven by growing adoption of AMD EPYC processors across cloud and enterprise customers. We talked about that in the last video. All of those will be in the top right corner, of course. We expect another year of significant growth in 2022 as we ramp our current portfolio and launch our next generation of PC, gaming, and data center products. And like I said at the start of this video, this is basically them announcing that they received the approval from the State Administration for Market Regulations of the People's Republic of China for the acquisition of Xilinx. You'll tell me in the comments below. Now, before we go look at the actual reports and the different segments, I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investment. So I'm proud to partner with The Motley Fool to bring you 10 free stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Now, Stock Advisor has beat the market by more than 4x. So all you have to do is go to fool.com/couchinvestor to get your free 10 stock picks now. All right, so first up, the closing of the year. So the full year 2021 revenue, $16.43 billion. That's up 68% year over year. Gross profit is up 82% to almost $8 billion. Gross margin, 48%. Up 370 basis points. Operating expenses are up as well quite nicely, 44%, but that's to be expected. And now look at this. Operating income up 146% to $4 billion. Operating margins of 25%. Net income, that's also up triple digits, 118% to $3.43 billion. And earnings per share, $2.79. That's up 117% as well. So pretty good year for AMD. Now, as for the quarter itself, you can see here that they grew revenue 49% year over year to $4.82 billion. That's also up 12% quarter over quarter. I believe last quarter also grew 12%. So quite nicely to see that trajectory still going up and quarter over quarter still growing the same. Gross profit, $2.42 billion. That's up 67% year over year. And then gross margin. I remember last time I did this earnings video, I talked about how they are very close to going over 50%. And now, as you can see, Q4, they made it 50% gross margin. Operating income doubled again to $1.32 billion. And that's up 26%. Quarter over quarter operating margin, 27%. That's up 7 percentage points year over year. Then net income grew 76% year over year to $1.12 billion. And earnings per share came in at 92 cents. That's up 77% year over year, 26% quarter over quarter. And I believe it beat the expectations by close to 20 cents or so. And if you want some visualization, here it is. You can see here that revenue has been going up significantly year over year, quarter after quarter. And as you can see, gross margin has been going up significantly in the last couple of quarters, which obviously is a big plus. And they've shown us that as they grow bigger, they become even more profitable. So far, so good, right? But AMD, just like with Intel and Nvidia, has a couple of segments, which we're going to have a look at right now. And then afterwards, look at their outlook for the next quarter and for fiscal year 2022. But as of now, do share your thoughts down in the comments below. All right, so first segment is the computing and graphics segment. Grew 32% year over year to $2.6 billion, driven by Ryzen and Radeon processor sales. Obviously, higher average selling prices with everything that's going on out there. It costs more than it should, which is bad for us, the customers, but good for them as a business, I would say. And the second segment is enterprise, embedded, and semi-custom segment. That segment grew 75% year over year to $2.2 billion, as mentioned before, driven by higher EPYC and semi-custom processor sales. Now, as you know, I'm still on the lookout for a PS5. Maybe you don't know, but the PS5 and the Xbox X series both use AMD. So everything they basically produce gets sold because it's always sold out or it's basically not available anymore. I've read something by Sony saying that it could go on until 2023 or so, which is incredible and at the same time a bit stupid if you ask me. But as we mentioned in the past videos, I talked about with Google, with Amazon, those are the leading cloud providers. And as we've seen with Amazon, they are one of those where AMD expanded internal deployment of the 3rd gen EPYC processors. Now let's have a quick look at the outlook and conclude this video. So for next quarter, they expect revenue of $5 billion plus minus 100 million. Gross margin going up even more, 50.5%. Operating expenses of 1.2 billion. Operating expenses as part of revenue, 24%. And for the full year 2022, they expect revenue to come in at $21.5 billion, growing at around 31% year over year. Gross margin of 51%. That means that in the coming quarters, they will expect gross margin to be even higher than 50.5%. And then for operating expenses and operating expenses as part of revenue, same thing as next quarter. Now, as for the revenue growth year over year, which is, let's say, just 31%, I know what some of you might be thinking, but think again, because the numbers this year are much larger than last year. So 31% of a bigger number is maybe the same or even better than 50% of a smaller number. Just keep that in mind. But overall, what can I say? Another great quarter by AMD. Lisa Su leading this incredible company to greater success each and every quarter. I know some of you are shareholders, so you must be extremely happy. Do share your thoughts down in the comments below, and that will be it for this video. If you liked it, consider leaving a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, maybe hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, take care, stay safe, and see you all in the next video. Bye bye.